watching Sunday Sound Off with Frank Bull.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Sunday Sound Off. And what do we have here tonight?
What's up,
Look
boys?
at this group. Welcome back, pal.
Yeah, good to be
Welcome
back.
back. Let's introduce the panel, of course, like we always do. Seren Petro, Sports Radio 810 WHB, and the program from 10 to 2 every day. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking it's unbelievable how popular Jack Harry is. I mean, it was almost, we almost couldn't get to the studio here with all the people flocking around him, and Mick Jagger was with us or something.
Well, he sort of is Mick Jagger. He sort of is. Kevin Keesman, of course, from Between the Lines, from 2 till 6 every day on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Keats,
it's not Jack Smack, it's Jack's back. Everybody walking around the place, hey, Jack's back. It's awesome. Jack's back.
What do you think? You haven't been here
Well,
for a
this
while.
is it. You know, I drove into the parking lot, the south parking lot, the visitors' parking lot.
Yes.
Felt right
I
at
had to
home.
let you in the
You
door.
had to let me in the door.
Listen, folks, I'll tell you one thing about this guy, how much I miss laughing with Jack Harry, and here's one of the reasons why.
All right, Game 5 of the World Series now in the books, where San Francisco defeats the Royals by the score of 5-0, and this was a story of the two best pitchers on both teams.
Yeah.
And there's no question that Bumgarden was. Can I start this over? There was no question from the get-go who owned this game, and that was that big left-hander man, Madison Bumgarden. He was really good. Madison Bumgarden, whatever his name is.
Bumgarner.
Just say Madison.
Hey, let me say his name.
No.
No.
Oh,
okay, fine.
All right, Game 5 of the World Series now in the books. Madison Bumgarner. All right, Game 5 of the World Series now in the books. Madison Bumgarner. Got this thing.
And my retirement papers were ready the next day.
Thank God the Royals didn't play in the NL West.
It's a tough sportscast. They tell you, San Francisco's a tough place to operate on.
You got that right. Oh, my gosh. This is one of the many nights, pal. That is some good
Did that say Bad Gardner?
Rum Garden.
How about Broom Gardner?
The best is you're like, look, just let me say it. No.
No, I'll get this.
We didn't know that was happening.
All right, gentlemen, let's get to our hot topics of the evening. We'll eventually get to these, we think. Do the Chiefs have a quarterback problem? And how do the Royals replace Kendrys Morales' offensive production? But first tonight, it is our question of the week. What did today's win tell us about the Kansas City Chiefs? Seren.
I mean, it tells us they're resilient. I mean, this is a team that just isn't going to quit. I mean, this is the second time they've come back from 2 touchdowns down this year. You know, we wanted to call the San Diego game maybe a bit of an anomaly. We know that's been one of the big question marks. Can they come from behind? But now they've done it twice. And this is about as ugly a game as you could possibly find. But that's the mark of really good teams. Good teams find a way to win games like this. And I'll give the Chiefs a lot of credit. I mean, how did it happen? I don't really know. To be honest with you, it certainly wasn't because of the offense. It wasn't because of the quarterback. But I think you have to give a lot of credit to this team that it is resilient and they can find a way to win games on the road. So my hat's off to them. I don't really know how they put this win together, but they got it. It counts. And now on to Tampa.
Bigger and better things. Keats?
They just know how to win. Did they remind you a little bit of the Royals a couple of years ago? We'd sit there and scratch our heads. How are the Royals winning baseball games? Oh, a broken bat, a stolen base, a throwing error, something like that. And the Royals all of a sudden win a baseball game, and they're advancing and moving along. 17-2 in their last 19 regular season games. All they do is win. I don't know how they won today. I mean, they don't score on offense. They didn't score anything on offense at all. And it didn't feel like they were going to get that big turnover. Then when Barry got it and scored, it just changed everything.
Yeah, when I watched that game today, I thought, they really got some issues offensively now.
Oh, yeah.
They really do. There's no question. They've gone 7 quarters now without scoring an offensive touchdown, and they had to take away the way they started this game, and I'm not going to put it all in the quarterback's lap. He had a bad game. There's no question about it. They come out with a screenplay with Spencer Ware. And this guy has to break 4 tackles to get back to the yard line of scrimmage. And I said, what in the world's going to happen now? And then we get the pick, the first takeaway in over a month for the Chiefs. But as Seren and Kevin said, somehow they're 7-2, guys. They're at the top of the division standings. And how they've done it, I don't know, because offensively, they haven't been very good.
Yeah, right. And I think all the national guys talk, and they say, men are flying under the radar, And they really are flying under the radar nationally because you got Brady in the AFC, and nobody thinks they're going to, and then everybody everybody's looking at Dallas, and they're the big deal right now. So.
And I think part of the reason they're under the radar is because their one big game on national TV was against the Pittsburgh Steelers here on Sunday Night Football, and they laid an egg. So I think the biggest exposure they've had was not very good for the team overall. So they kind of are just that game that's in there. If you got the Sunday ticket, you're watching it, but never any big exposure. And then, like, what are the highlights you're showing out of this game? If it's the pregame for Sunday Night Football, what are you going to get? You're showing the Eric Berry highlight. You're showing Marcus Peters taking the football away, but that's not exciting football. Exciting football that they want to show are long 40-yard strikes from the quarterback, and that's just not what this team does. I will say this. A lot of drop balls today, a lot of bad passes, passes that we've seen Alex Smith make in the past. So I think you feel like, hey, they found a way to win, but it could have been more impressive, too, had they made a couple of those plays.
Do you think there's a residual effect with Alex Smith from the getting beat up?
It almost felt like it. Yeah, the one throw that he missed in the end zone where it sailed on him, it was just too high over Kelsey, was just a terrible throw. I mean, it was just right there, an easy touchdown for a pro quarterback. Should have been made. They didn't get it made. They didn't play great offensively today. They do a lot of things wrong. But you know what? They're winning a lot like the Denver Broncos win. And the Broncos won a Super Bowl last year doing exactly this. You can't explain it. Look what the Broncos did today. They won with a blocked extra point and a 2-point conversion. So strange things are happening. That's how you get to 12 wins in this league, is you have to win some games like this.
And as you guys mentioned, when you come from behind 17 on the road, I don't care. I mean, you don't apologize for victories. But here's the thing, guys. They played one team with a winning record. One team beat one team with a winning record, played two teams with winning records, and they have nothing to do with the schedule. But now you get into the playoffs, and we expect them to go fairly deep in the playoffs. You're going to be playing teams, 13, 14 win teams. It's going to be different. So you have to get that offense going one way or the other. We were all concerned about the running game with the defense, and let's face it. I mean, the rush is a problem on that team. Today they gave up less than 100 yards, okay? But, I mean, it's going to be an issue when it comes to the playoffs.
I think they've played against some great quarterbacks this year. If you look at the list of quarterbacks they've faced, and that defense has just been rock solid. Remember, 32 minutes the Panthers went today without scoring. They scored with 2 minutes to go in the first half and never scored again.
All right, we're going to talk quarterback next when we get back to our hot topics. You're watching Sunday Sound Off.